What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to the channel. So on Facebook a couple of days ago, I asked you all if you would rather us do a video on our favorite picks for our best couch co-op games of all time, or my personal favorite RPGs of all time. Total, I believe we got more on the couch co-op games, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna do one of those this time. Don't worry though, anybody that wants to see the RPGs, I'm going to be recording those. Actually, I am currently recording several of those right now as we speak, which I will put together in a similar video fashion like this one. However, it's going to be a little bit more personal towards me. I mean, it's just something that something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally got a capture card, so I'm able to do that now. So, pretty sick, I know. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. When it comes to the name couch co-op, many might say that it is a dead genre, and many might be correct. With the world of online games and internet-connected friends, couch co-op seems to be a commodity, and developers just don't make games to play with friends on the couch anymore. However, there are tons of games out there that still have so much to offer in the realm of replayability, fun stories, and just overall good times to be had with your buddies on the couch from home. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 best couch co-op games to play right now. Whether you are having a few friends over or just want to have some extra stuff to do, your siblings are home a little bit more often because of COVID, and maybe you just want to do something with them in their extra free time, or you and your significant other just want to chill on a rainy day and play some fun games together. I'd like to mention before we begin, this is not a list where number 10 is better than number 9 or vice versa. These are just generally the top picks that we have in a bulleted list, basically. We just kept it numbered for the sake of simplicity. Also, we tried to only pick one per category for the sake of variety, so we will start with the fighting games. Tekken, Soul Calibur, and Dragon Ball Z fighting games as a whole are just awesome games to play with friends, but there are two fighting games in particular that I feel take the cake for overall fun to be had while beating up your opponents, and those are our picks for 10 and 9 on the list. Number 10, Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Is a game I remember having such fond memories of. Being introduced to such a cool cast of characters early on in my gaming life with the N64 really sparked my enjoyment for this game. I remember particularly being drawn to Kirby and his ability to steal people's powers and being able to fly. He would eventually go on to be my main for several of the games afterwards. Which brings me to my next point. Smash Bros. Has such an incredible library of games and new characters with every one of them. The possibilities are insane, and the colorful and vibrant maps, power-ups, items, and extra content makes these games a must-have for couch co-op games. And if you find yourself tired of wiping the floor with your friends, or your little brother just so happens to beat the absolute snot out of you every match, you can always join up and play on the same team, furthering the experience even more. Number 9, Mortal Kombat. The absolute brutal finishers and dark casts of fighters is just so appealing that this 20-plus-year-old game still holds up today. Ripping people's spines from their body and crushing your enemies' skulls with your bare hands are just a few of the elements of a fighting game that tells me it has been done correctly. I remember first playing on the PS1 at my cousin's house, and the amount of blood and gore in it made me look over my shoulder and fear that my mom would be popping into the room, wondering why I'm playing such a violent game. RoboCop, Terminator, and the Joker, Spawn, and even Rambo being added to the roster makes me want to sit on my couch and throw down even more. In this next category, we have our top-down fantasy RPGs that were capable of couch co-op. Champions of Norath, Dark Alliance 1 and 2, and Gauntlet Legends are some of my favorites in this category, and I have sunken more time into these than probably any on this list. But in the world of slashing your enemies up with giant weapons or blasting them with lightning from your fingertips, our pick for number 8 takes the lead. Number 8, Diablo Iii. Sanctuary is a pretty bleak place, and it is full of the undead, demons, and mysteries for you to defeat along the way. But that statement alone is why it is so fun to play with friends. especially at higher difficulties, where the enemies are far more abundant and less forgiving. Being able to play around with your spells and adding runes to power them up is also a nice feature. I won't lie and say I'm not a Blizzard stan, but all of that aside, this is such a fun game to play with a few buddies. Exploring the dark and bloodstained land, looting, killing, and leveling up is fun as it is, but doing it with a friend makes it so much more memorable. Racing games have been done a time or 12 in the past. They always find a way onto these lists, and I will be completely honest, they're the least likely to be played by me. However, it is criminal to have a couch co-op game list without at least one racing game present somewhere on it. Even if racing games are not my speed, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a lot of fun with my friends growing up playing a few of them. Need for Speed, Midnight Club, and ATV Off-Road Fury games were some of the ones that I remember playing a lot of as a child, and some of the less traditional ones like Sonic Heroes and Jack Team Racing were fun times as well. But the one that takes the cake and still holds up further is our number 7 spot. Number 7, Mario Kart. Mario Kart never ceases to amaze me when it comes to its vast updates every game, cast of characters that grows as the games go on, and just the sheer amount of people that play it still to this day. As I stated before, racing games have never really been my go-to when it comes to video games, so I never really kept up on them, even the ones that I did enjoy like Mario Kart. So when my little brother showed me Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, it blew my mind how much had changed since the original that I remember playing at an early age. So many quality of life changes, while still keeping the same competitive and memorable game I had such fun growing up with. So, whether you are sitting around with your siblings bored out of your mind and need something to do, or just want to have some competitive fun with your friend or roommate, I would highly recommend basically any of the Mario Kart games from any generation. So, we've discussed fighting games, racing games, and some top-down RPGs so far. The next couple are some standalone titles that I feel are deserving of a place on this list. Number 6, Overcooked. The strange and punny humor of the colorful world surrounding Overcooked is something I will never forget. It was the very first game I had ever played on the Switch, and it was something I remember having so much fun with, especially playing with friends when they came over for parties, or when I was sitting around the house with my significant other or a friend. The amount of laughing and screaming all the time was both terrifying and joyful at the same time. Seeing food fly across the kitchen and your friend yelling at you that there was raw meat on the floor, while two of your other friends are scrambling around trying to cook pasta or rush an order to the serving window, just makes for some beautiful chaos. Not to mention, Kevin and the Onion King are funny as hell and provide a very easy to follow story and some playful banter. Number 5. Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. This could have been placed with the top-down RPGs we discussed before on this list, but I felt it was deserving of its own spot, mainly because Toby and I are both pretty heavy Marvel fans, and in the short amount of time that we've actually known each other, discovered that Ultimate Alliance is one of the games that we both really enjoyed growing up with, especially because our taste in games generally differs quite a bit. The cast of characters alone makes this game a fun time, let alone being able to change out each hero's costume, skills, and power-ups. It comes into this list with much love and holds a special place in the line of couch co-op games that must be played. If you get a chance to pick up this game for any of the old consoles or for the Switch with Ultimate Alliance 3, I would highly recommend it. Number 4, Halo. In the ever-growing list of FPS games coming out every second of every day, it's hard to choose a single one for this list. The two powerhouses in competition for the best couch co-op games, however, are Call of Duty and Halo. And yeah, I know they have since moved away from that style of gameplay, as most games do these days, but I think we'd all be lying to ourselves if we said growing up we weren't over at a friend's house playing Halo or Call of Duty split screen, yelling at each other for screen peeking at least a time or two. I believe in this specific list, however, Halo definitely takes the cake. Between the hours of time I personally sunk into the campaign with my friends and Halo 3 Plus matchmaking, I remember having such fond memories of sitting around in my friend's house eating frozen pizzas and drinking sodas until the wee hours of the morning playing these games. Number 3, Mario Party. There's not much to say here, as it says in the title of the game. Mario Party's fast-paced and competitive minigames are just too much fun to play with your friends and family. This game was specifically made for couch co-op, and that's all there is to it. Number 2, Resident Evil 5. So Resident Evil 5 was not something that I had ever played before. Toby, on the other hand, and several of our friends recommended it based on their love for the game and the franchise. Where it is not something I generally would pick up and play myself, I can honestly see where people's desire for it stems. The world of Resident Evil is something I have come to learn more and more about as my friendship with Toby has progressed, and the whole thing intrigues me. I'm going to leave this placement here where it is because it is most certainly deserving of a place on this list, but Toby and I plan on doing an entire live stream of it eventually, so stay tuned. Number 1, Call of Duty Zombies. This couldn't be a list of couch co-op games on the Cosmic Pizza channel without having zombies mentioned somewhere, could it? Hell no. So here it is, the horrifying and suspensefully beautiful gem that is Call of Duty Zombies. Specifically, the older ones, of course, as they were more couch co-op than the current standing in zombies. Nazi zombies back in the day was something that I will always have fond memories of, especially going over to a friend's house and seeing how far in the rounds we could get before we got way too overwhelmed or way too tired. I remember distinctly how challenging it was for me at such an early age, and as someone who didn't really play a whole lot of video games at the time. But fun nonetheless. To this day, it has made such an impact on my life and the way that I view video games as a whole. Zombies overall is just a great experience, especially played with friends. I know it has since become more of an online focused thing, but if you ever get a chance to break out your old PS3 or Xbox 360 and you have a buddy over, definitely go down nostalgia lane and pull out World at War Nazi Zombies. You will not regret it, and I can assure you it will be a blast. There you have it, everybody. Our top picks for the best couch co-op games of all time. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. It really means a lot to us here on Cosmic Pizza and helps our videos pop up more frequently in the suggestions. Also, before you go, are there any couch co-op games that you guys remember enjoying a lot that weren't on this list? Be sure to let us know in the comments, and we will be seeing you next time. Peace.